Alright, let's see if this shit works. Let me check on my channel. I think it does. Oh, that's so cool. Hold on. Alright, let's see if this shit works. Checking my channel. I think it does. That's so cool. Check. Just there. I'll do this. Okay. Go farther. So hold on, let me just make sure. And then we start. We're gonna be talking about living honestly. Because that's kind of what I'm going for this year. And yeah, I just felt like making a little live stream on it. Just talk about it a little bit, share my thoughts and shit. Hold on. All right. Just switch accounts. Okay. It's good. We're starting. Now it should be good. Alright, hopefully the network doesn't die, and hopefully I can continue this. Because yeah, it's pretty late in the night now. It's almost midnight, but I don't know. I felt like talking about this because I think it's really important, and especially in my life now, this is something that really matters to me. Because I've been traveling a lot, and I've had a lot of experiences with people and just in my personal life that kind of made me realize a lot of different things. And this is really cool because beautiful bridge. There's some fishermen fishing right there. What's more honest than that, right? So yeah, starting out, I want to start my year right this time, because for the past few years I haven't really been honest with myself, and I haven't really been honest with people around me. I've kind of treated people sort of like tools, and sort of as I took advantage of people, because maybe I saw them as sort of like an opportunity to learn something or to become someone, and become someone not really honest, become someone who's ahead of other people. And I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be this person that's using others to get ahead. I want to come from a place of honesty and pure intention and good intention. Take a sip of my apple juice. because I see because I see that this kind of way of living, it affects other people and it hurts other people. And I had that in my experience where it happened very often, where I had a friend or I had a relationship, and I didn't really consider the other person, and in the end it really affected them or hurt them, or my actions made them feel some sort of negative emotion. And my intention is not to do that to people. My intention is to make people feel good about themselves, make people feel like they're growing, they're learning, and they're getting somewhere in life, and that because of me, they learned something really important that can help their life and help them become like a better person, and also carry that to the next person, because I think every relationship, every interaction, every experience with another person, it kind of ripples out. So if you give someone a bad experience, they're gonna give someone else a bad experience. It's kind of that type of effect. So you want to make sure that when you're interacting with someone, give them like the best side of you, really come into the interaction or the experience with the right intention. So that's like kind of me starting the year out. I know it's like halfway through the year, but this year has been a big change for me. Ever since I moved to my grandma's place, I kind of realized many things, and I've carried this attitude throughout the year. At the beginning of the year it was still fresh, so I was kind of experimenting with it, but now it's kind of really coming into play with everything I do. So I realized that the truth is the way, because like I said, truth, it has a ripple effect, and it carries on to people, and it really affects like many people. After you shared your truth with one person, they're gonna affect other people with that truth, so you're making a really positive effect on others if you're being honest. And what is honesty? Honesty can have many different meanings, but I think honesty is just to live from from your most pure expression. So it goes into things like wearing the clothes that you want to wear, saying the things that you want to say, hanging around the people that you want to hang around, doing things that you want to do, working the job that you want to work, going to events that you want to go to. For example, like in the past, I used to go to parties and I used to drink a lot and I used to do drugs. And as a young kid, I didn't really realize that that's something that I didn't want to do. But now, into my 20s, and I'm 25 now, I realized that doing drugs and going to parties and all of this, it's not my type of vibe anymore. I want to focus on other things. I don't want to really get fucked up, and I don't want to have hangovers, because it's just not my vibe. I don't really feel it anymore. I feel like I have more important things to do. For some people that's the way they live, and if that's like their pure way of expressing themselves, then they should do it. It was my way of expressing myself when I was young, but now the environment and my mindset has changed, so I want to express myself through, I guess, different ways and in different experiences. And so that's what I think. That's what I think is like living honestly, and also in your behaviors, the way you talk, the things that you tell people. It's the way you move, right? Just move honestly, move the way that you want to move. You don't have to be restricted by, anyone kind of, by the judgment of society. For example, like me making this video, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna walk by and they're gonna think, oh, this guy is kind of crazy. He's recording a video during the midnight. Uh, but to me, like, I like this shit. I like sitting here. I like watching the river flow by slowly, and the lights on the bridge and the two fishermen. You know, that to me is really beautiful, and I love sitting out at night and just listening to the cars pass by and the conversations like in the background. That's something I truly fucking love. Uh, so yeah, that's my way of expressing truth. Let me just check, make sure that we're still going. Okay, so cool, it's still going. All right, let's continue. So yeah, you know, when I was living dishonestly, which still happens from time to time, because sometimes I have, I don't know, days where I just feel like shit, and yeah, I have to do certain things to make myself feel better. So maybe, you know, I have to be dishonest a little bit, but most of the time I try to kind of readjust myself and just kind of feel into that truth and that pure expression and kind of live from there. But again, sometimes, you know, there are days where you fall off and you forget, and yeah, you live not from your truth, not from your from your pure expression. And in the past, when I did this, it made me really unhappy. It made me really unhappy because, again, like I said, you know, I would hurt people by doing this. I would come across experiences where I just tried to get something from someone. Like, for example, I would try to get laid, you know, and I would just follow this girl around and say things and do things so that way she would like me, and then I could maybe have sex with her or something. And this was really dishonest. Or, for example, yeah, I used people, you know, so that way I could get some sort of experience from them, or I could get ahead, or maybe in my work, you know, I did a job that I didn't really like, but I just did it so that way I could make some money, and I suffered through it. I was really unhappy when I did that. And yeah, or maybe I went to events, you know, because I was influenced by others, because I wanted to look cool, I wanted to fit in, or maybe I needed to drink, so that way other people would be like, okay, this guy's cool, he's drinking, and all of that stuff. As I think back to it now, it really made me unhappy, and it made me like feel really yucky, and I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel good about myself, and I want to feel good about the things that I do, so I don't want to live from that place anymore. And I'm sure that you guys do it too, you know. I'm sure that some of you do things just to please others. Some of you, where, I mean, I see the shit in society all the time is like, you know, there is like a fashion trend that's going on, and then everyone does it. Like, for example, these shoes, like Converse, right? Everyone is wearing Converse and shit, and I hate that, man. I hate like seeing people in Converse, because I bought myself Converse, and I was like, damn, fucking everyone's wearing Converse. I can't be like these people. But yeah, and I did that. I bought Converse because I wanted to fit in and I wanted to look cool. Or, for example, another shoe brand that I see all the time is like Dr. Martens, and a lot of people wear those. And again, I see everyone, like all the young kids wearing those shoes. I'm like try to be original. Do like wear something that you actually like, not something that's that everyone else is wearing. And again, yeah, maybe they like the shoe, maybe it's comfortable, maybe it's cool. So again, that's their way of expressing themselves. But if it's honest, you know, and it's coming from like a pure intention, because it makes them feel good. But again, then we have to define what feel good is. You know, is it just getting like validation from society, or is it actually because you know they're comfortable for you, and it makes you feel empowered, you know? So again, you have to define that shit for yourself. But there's a lot of examples like that in society, right, where we wear something or do something so that way we can be validated. And especially young people, what they do is uh, they get influenced by other people to do certain things, for example like drinking or smoking cigarettes, or going to certain events. That was kind of me in the past, and a lot of my friends, like we would get influenced into doing these things, so that way we kind of fit in with the cool group, and so that way we would be accepted by them. But I guess now, as I'm sort of living alone a lot, and I'm by myself a lot, like that doesn't really give me any validation anymore, and I don't really seek that. But I think for young people, there's like something in their brain that it needs like that social acceptance, so they have to do things to kind of please other people. So yeah, let's continue. So yeah, distorted by society and its ideals. So I just talked about this, but to add on, it's like in society there's many different things that are seen as acceptable or unacceptable, and this actually varies from culture to culture. For example, here in Poland there's like certain things that are there's certain things that are acceptable, certain things that aren't acceptable. Like for example, I feel like Poland is a much more religious country because of the Catholic background. So over here people are a little bit more strict about things, and they're a little bit more judgmental because of that whole religion thing, and you have to dress like properly and you have to look good. And I think it comes from like the older generation, because the young people don't really care about that shit anymore, but the old people, you can see that sometimes if you wear certain clothes or do certain things, old people will look at you and give you that like motherfucking kids. So that happens a lot, but it depends on the culture. In the US, like no one really gives a fuck what you do. I mean, there's certain things, yes, like another fucking police, but now on water. That's funny as hell. But what was I saying? In the US, there's like this thing with political correctness and making sure that you're not racist, and you're not using any like bad words, or not using any like race slangs, right? So this is a big thing in the US, and again it varies from culture to culture, but I think we sort of have to bypass that and kind of do things in our own way. Obviously, yes, respect other people and don't hurt other people, because other people also have emotions, and if you say something, someone might get affected by that, so be considerate of other people's feelings, but at the same time don't let yourself be so conservative that you don't really express yourself at all, and don't let society just fucking hold you down and lock you down inside your body, to the point where you're wearing what they say you have to wear, where you're saying what they say you have to say, you're eating what they say you have to eat. There's this big thing with veganism and being vegetarian, and a lot of people do it just because they want to fit in, and what else is there? So that's that. Like we are definitely distorted by society and like the norms of society and what society wants us to look like and talk like, and seem like, what society wants us to be portrayed as. So break that shit and kind of do your own thing, because again, if you're restricted by society and what they think of you, restricted by their judgment, you're not living from honesty, and you're not really being pure. So yeah, basically I'm trying to improve step by step, and obviously it's not the easiest thing, because I have a lot of conditioning and programming from the past that I've gotten from other people, and just being around people who are very dishonest. But again, I'm trying to work on it step by step, and I'm trying just to be conscious. Like whenever there is a new experience for me, I try to really observe it and take it in and kind of question it and understand it and ask, like, why is this happening? What can I do better in this circumstance? And this is like from really simple things such as my daily interactions, like if I'm going to a cafe or a store and I'm interacting with the person behind the counter, I'm always trying to kind of find a more honest way of interacting with that person. So like if I'm in a bad mood, I'm not gonna say, like, if they ask, oh, how you doing today, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm really happy when I'm feeling like shit. No, I'll say, no, I'm having a shitty day, how you doing? Or if I don't know, go to the grocery store, and I just have like a little chat with the guy or the girl behind the counter, just ask some questions and just try to like be more honest and try to like really connect with the person. Or if I maybe see someone on the street walking and I really like their style, I will go up to them and I will tell them, I like your style, where did you get that t-shirt? Looks really interesting and artistic. Or if someone is telling me something and I don't really believe in it, I'm gonna say, no, man, that's not true. I don't believe that, I think it's like this. So that's another way of kind of expressing myself with kind of a truth. And then from bigger things, like, for example, the work that I do, I don't want to work a job that I hate. That's why I stopped working for others. That's why I'm developing my own thing, because I feel like when I work for other people, I kind of have to listen to them and I have to live by their reality, and maybe their reality doesn't fit my reality, and then that's kind of living from like a dishonest perspective, because I'm listening to them and they're paying me, so I have to do it for the pay. And I'm not saying that like regular jobs are shitty. No, you can find regular jobs that are really enjoyable, regular job that kind of give you sort of satisfaction and teach you really important things. But you really have to look for those to find the right ones, because a lot of jobs and a lot of bosses are just fucking dishonest pricks, and they're gonna take advantage of you. So that's that. And then also when it comes to even bigger things like relationships and friendships, if you're in a relationship with a girl or a boy, always try to ask yourself, how can I make this relationship more honest and more pure and filled with more love? Because nowadays, there's like the shit with Tinder and with dating apps and online dating, and a lot of people go towards that, and it's sort of to fulfill some sort of need, the need to like have someone in their lives or fill that emptiness that they have in their lives. So they go on Tinder and search for someone, hopefully they come across the right guy or the right girl. But what I've seen with Tinder, it's dishonest, because you're just meeting in a really dishonest way. You're meeting from an app. It's not like spontaneous. It's not pure. It's already preset, and like when you messaging the person, you're trying to be a certain way, and on the date there's certain expectations. And I think if you're getting into a relationship with someone, the most important thing is the first meeting, how you met, right? So you have to meet in a really honest way, because the first few seconds is kind of will unfold the experience of the whole relationship. I feel like relationship have to be spontaneous, and because it's kind of like, I believe in like the law of attraction, so you kind of attract each other in like a random situation, and then something flourishes out of that random situation. It can be a relationship or a friendship, but then when it goes deeper, right, and you're actually in the relationship, like don't be fucking around with other people. Don't be cheating on the person. Actually be there with the person, and try to kind of coexist in the experience together, and make the experience much better for each other. So do things for each other, like buy presents. And I was actually watching a video of mine today about this, because I was looking through my videos. But yeah, it's like when you're in a relationship, like actually care for the person, buy them gifts, have like new experiences with them, take them to new places. Like if you're gonna have a relationship with someone, like really be there and really be committed for them, because you never know, the relationship will maybe end 2-3 years or later on. So while it lasts, make the experience worthwhile, make the experience like make the experience how do you say this? Fucking, I can't find the word. I don't know the word. Let me take a sip. Yeah, I guess make the relationship, or the experience of the relationship, like really honest, right? And I'm using this word too much now. But make it worthwhile, make it like really vibrant, and just like actually live in the experience. Appreciate every single moment, because that shit doesn't last forever. But from that relationship, if you're living honestly, and if you're living with pure expression, if you're really being yourself, and if you're really there for the person, once the relationship ends, if it ends, you can take what you learned from that relationship and put it into the next one, and then you're kind of developing your honesty, you're developing your awareness of the moment, you're developing your caringness for the other person, and you're developing all these like little qualities that make the relationship better. And it's the same thing for friends. If you have really good friends from the past, from high school, like I do, I try to. I've been doing it. I'm getting better at it. Just send gifts to my friends. Call them for their birthdays. Just message them sometimes and ask them how they're doing. Support them if they're creating something. Really support them in their work. Like I have a friend who makes music, and I always try to support him when he makes. I have a couple friends that make music, but yeah, I'm always there to support them, give them likes, share their content. So I do these little things for them, but it's just showing appreciation for them being my friends. And a lot of my friends, they're kind of very far away. Most of my friends live in America. There's a few in Malaysia. There's some in Portugal, so I don't really have close friends here, but I have them in different countries, and I still try to contact them and talk to them often. So that way they know that, like, man, I really appreciate this relationship we have, and I want to keep it going. So that's really, really important to me. Alright, let's move on to the last thing, I think. Activities. And then, yeah, I guess the last thing that I'm trying to do, kind of in my life, which I've been doing a lot recently. Oh no. The thing that I talked about at the beginning, which is kind of living from really expressing myself from purity. So spiritual. Yeah, but really expressing myself for who I am, and expressing my beliefs, expressing myself through the clothes that I wear, and not trying to copy someone else, because I think I mean, yeah, if I see someone who looks cool, and I like their style, I'll probably take a little element of that and add it onto mine. But I'm not doing it because I want to get validation from other people. Also, like doing things that I love, like going to training. For example, I'm doing jiu-jitsu, and I've been doing jiu-jitsu for the past 8 months continuously, and I love that sport. I love like the community of it and the brotherhood of it. So I've been going consistently in training and getting better and better, instead of going out and drinking, getting fucked up. But if that's your thing, it's okay. And been doing horse riding. The last time I went was about a week ago with a friend in Warsaw, and that shit is so fun. I love horse riding. I wish I had more time to do it. I don't really have a lot of time now, but I'll definitely do it sometime in the future more. For example, other things like cooking for myself. I like cooking for myself. I like cooking meals. I don't really like going out to restaurants unless it's with friends. Other things, going for walks. I love going for walks. I love to see like new areas. I love to go to new cafes, like cafes that I haven't been to yet. There's a cafe that way, actually. It's really cool. It's in this like museum building, and it's on the 3rd floor, and it overlooks the river. And I saw it, I don't know, sometime last year on the Google Maps app, and I was like, I want to really go there, but I didn't get a chance. And I went there like a few days ago, and it was so cool because I got to see like the whole river and the bridges, and yeah, all the little tiny people walking. And I do that all the time. I always go to new cafes because, again, this is like the experience that I want to have all the time. I want to like go to new places and visit new cafes and try new coffees, and interact with new baristas. That's something that's really fun for me. And also doing like work that I love. I love making content. I love writing stories. Man, I love writing stories. When I sit down and write a story or write some kind of like poetic thing about life, that shit makes me really excited. And so I try to do more of that. And obviously, I'm doing a job that I sort of love. I'm doing design, which is because I used to draw when I was young, and now I kind of do it to make money. I do like freelance design work online, and it's good, because I have a lot of creative projects and I have a lot of creative freedom, so I get to design kind of what I want based off an idea that the people give me, but at the same time it's sort of creative, and I love it. But at the same time, I'm not going to be doing that forever because it's not something that I'm truly passionate about. So I'm like trying to like do other things, for example, like this stuff, make courses, which I just finished a course. So if you want to check it out, it's on my website, takkamil.com. And there's another fucking thing that I'm doing. Oh yeah, I like making videos about spirituality. So there's this idea that I'm really interested, which is like out-of-body experiences, and I'm trying to like start making videos on that and podcasts on that, and also I'm trying to read more books on that. So that's really interesting to me, and that's something that I want to do for long term. So I'm slowly building it up, but again, I'm going towards things that I really love doing. So that's me purely expressing my interest and really diving deep into shit that I love. Because when I do this makes me feel good. This makes me feel proud of myself. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something that is not for validation, but it's purely for the passion of it, for the love of it. What else? Oh yeah, the relationship, which is the last one. So now in my relationships, when it comes to women, hey ladies, but yeah, my kind of intention with relationships nowadays, because I used to do a lot of day game, and if anyone knows what day game is, it's kind of like where you go out and you pick up chicks on the street. And I used to work for a guy who was like a life coach and used to teach dating. and yeah, that was kind of my past with it, and I did it for many years, where I would go out on the streets, run around, and pick up chicks. And at the time, it was because I wanted to get laid and because I wanted to have adventures. But slowly things started to change, And now I realize how kind of selfish that was, because I was just trying to get something from another person. But now I'm trying to like switch that, and like if I'm meeting someone, I'm not looking just to get something from the woman. I'm not trying just to get sex. I'm trying to like actually get some full experience out of it, and trying to like give the same to the woman. And even when it comes to like small things like sex, there's this huge thing nowadays with guys. They're watching pornography and they're really addicted to porn, and they have these ideals that sex is supposed to be just about like fucking the girl, and having an orgasm, that's it, and like hardcore sex. But the way that I see it, it's not like that at all. You have to take it slow and actually give something to the other person. And that's why I'm like studying tantra, and I'm trying to like, whenever I do have sex, I just take it really slow and pay attention and like feel all the sensations, and try to connect with the person like on a energetical level, because I don't know how it is for girls, but for guys, when we're having sex, there's this thing of like, oh, we just want to come, because it feels so good. And I'm sorry if any kids are watching this. But now for me it's more just trying to like really enjoy the experience and help the other person like connect to me and enjoy the experience with me and get something more out of it. And a lot of the times I don't even have an orgasm, because a lot of the times when I have an orgasm, it kind of ruins the whole experience. And this is kind of like the practice of tantra, where you just hold it and you don't release, and the energy and the sexual tension, it builds up, and the experience of the sexual intercourse becomes much more pleasurable. So that's one little thing that I'm trying to implement when it comes to like relationships with women. Also another thing, like when I'm having conversations, I try to really dive deep and find out about them, and figure out like what they want to do in life, like what type of person they want to become, what are their interests, what are their perspectives on life, like where do they see themselves, like what's the outcome that they want to achieve in life. And yeah, through that I try to kind of connect with them, because I have certain things that I want from a woman, and women have certain things that they want from me, so I also try to be honest and try to share the things that I really want, the things I want to experience, the way that I think about this human experience. And yeah, it has helped me big time, because now when I'm having conversations, they're not like, I'm not trying to like just fill in the blanks by saying some random shit. Yeah, sometimes it happens, right? Because maybe sometimes I'm nervous because I really like someone, but a lot of the times, like if there's silence, I'll just let there be silence. And then if we're having a conversation about something, I'll really try to like be there and try to connect on that topic and like share what I know about it, because I feel like kind of that intellectual, what do you call it? It's when like I made a video about this, or an article, I think, like physical beauty is great, we should admire physical beauty, because if a person is beautiful, maybe they're really taking care of themselves and putting some work into like their external appearance. So I do admire that, but now I try to look kind of deeper and try to like see how like intellectually interesting they are, what books they read, what experiences they had, what things they want to learn about, so I try to really dive deep into this, and really find out about the person. Because yeah, physical appearance is nice, you know, there's a lot of pretty people out there, but a lot of pretty people that I met are sort of boring too, because they don't really have to put in effort, you know, because they look a certain way. And yeah, especially for women, you know, if a woman looks really good, all the guys are gonna be fucking on her like dogs. um, and I'm not saying that women have it easy, but I'm just saying, like, for women, you know, if a woman's beautiful, it's much easier to find guys. And yeah, but also it's very difficult, because then they're finding guys that are just looking at the physical aspects of the woman. So I guess that's kind of like the difficult thing about being pretty. And I had this too, you know, because I know I'm a handsome guy, because I take care of myself. And sometimes, you know, like, I would meet a girl, and I would find out that she wasn't really interested in me, you know, she just wanted to talk to me because I look a certain way, or you know, I'm tall or whatever. And I don't like this shit. I like women who actually ask questions and dive deep. Like, for example, I just had a really cool experience with a woman in Portugal, you know, and we met at a cafe, and we met because of a book she was reading, and we started to kind of connect on that, and more on an intellectual level. And every time we met, we tried to really talk to each other. We tried to really find out who we were, and tried to get to know each other on a intellectual level and on a spiritual level, you know. And that was something cool and eye-opening to me, because yeah, it felt real, you know. It felt like, oh, this girl isn't just seeing me because of the way I look. She's actually seeing me because she finds me interesting, and she likes the stuff that I'm talking about. And she even told me one time when we were sitting over pizza that she really likes me, because with me she can have really interesting conversations. And this is not to validate myself, but this is something that happened and really changed my mind, because when someone says something like this to me, you know, it really affects me emotionally. Because it's a new experience for me, you know. It's someone telling me that they like something else about me, something that I admire about myself. And so that was really cool. All right, so yeah, I think that's basically it. And yeah, let's enjoy the view. Okay, nice. Alright, so that's basically the stuff that I wanted to talk about today. And I don't really do live streams like this, but it's just something that I felt and I needed to do. And yeah, this year, you know, this year for me is a year of kind of finding myself, finding like the truth of myself. And I wish the same for you guys. I wish the same for you. I hope that you really find your truth, and you find like the person that you really want to express in this physical body, you know, kind of dive deep into your soul and find like who you are and express it through this physical body. Because this physical body, you know, it eventually dies. So if you're living this honestly and you're covering up all the time, like when you're on your deathbed, you're gonna regret that shit. You know, you're gonna regret not being honest with yourself. And also, it's such a joy just being honest with yourself and living from this integrity, because, you know, wherever you go, whoever you interact with, whatever you do, you're not afraid. You're really secure in yourself, because you know that the stuff that you're saying, the way that you're moving, the clothes that you're wearing, are honest, you know, are honest with who you are and what you want to express. And so this kind of makes you feel very, very happy about the expression that you're putting out there. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But again, it's very hard to do that, because yeah, we're distorted by the ideals of society. So just remember that, and yeah, be honest. All right, Shimon.